Good evening and welcome. Whether this is your first story with us or you've been here before, I'm glad you're listening tonight. Find a cozy spot, take a slow, deep breath, and let the world grow a little quieter around you. Are you settled in, little one? When you're ready, let me tell you about the different peoples who live in the world of our stories. A place called Urthos. Last time I told you that Urthos is a wide and wonderful world with all its seasons and lands and creatures and even its peoples. Tonight, let's journey across it and meet the folk who live there. Just as people here on Earth live in all sorts of places, so do the peoples of Urthos. In a small village called Rook's Rest, smoke rises from stone chimneys, and neighbors know one another's names, and every helping hand matters. The folk there are common men, and they're a lot like us. They build wherever life leads them. And if we follow the road down to the sea, we'll come to Storm Harbor, where ships arrive from distant shores and travelers carry stories from beyond the horizon. Wherever they settle, the common man are a curious people, always building, always growing something, and always learning something new. Let's follow the rivers up north, where the air turns cold and the peaks wear snow all year long. Behind enormous gates that have stood for generations beyond counting are the halls of the mountain dwarves, carved into living stone. Stone, metal, and fire are old friends to them. And if we come down a little now, to where the mountains settle into rugged crags, here the hill dwarves keep their fortresses. They watch the roads, welcome honest travelers, and are wonderful trackers and hunters. A hill dwarf can move through the woods so quietly that the birds never stop singing. Dwarves are known for careful work, long memories, and promises they mean to keep. Now, beyond the mountains lie forests older than almost anyone can remember. Many elves make their homes beneath those great trees, where sunlight dances through the leaves. Others live higher up, in cities where towers shimmer with crystal and the stars seem close enough to touch. And some prefer the quiet twilight woods, where evening lingers a little bit longer. All elves love nature, music, and growing things. They live a little bit longer than common men do, so they remember much that others have forgotten. If we follow the rivers down now, to where they wander through broad marshes on their way to the sea, well, here you'll find the Halflings, their homes standing safe and dry above the water, with little bridges, gentle lanterns, and the smell of fresh bread never far away. And here's a lovely thing about the Halflings. When they're young, they like to wander and gather up stories. And when they're older, they come home and tend their gardens and tell every one of those stories to anyone over a warm supper. If we keep going past the reeds, out to where the water turns deep and blue into the sea, we'll find the merfolk and their kin, who know the hidden currents, the gentle tides, and all the wonderful creatures of the deep. And merfolk sing. Their songs carry so far through the water that sailors up above sometimes hear them. and lean over the rail to listen, a little like the mermaid tales we tell here on Earth. Now let's turn south and west and travel a long way over land to where the great grasslands begin and the deep woods come down to meet them. Along that edge live the Gnolls. They know the open country and the shadowed woods better than anyone, and they follow the seasons back and forth between the two. Gnolls are splendid smiths, and only the dwarves are better at the forge. They love bright stones, green ones best of all, and they keep the names of everyone who came before them and say those names out loud so that no one is ever forgotten. Farther south, the grass thins, and 3 great peaks rise straight up out of the flat country. You can see them from miles away. The Orcs call them the 3 Tusks. This is southern Orc country, plains and desert both, where springs trickle down the mountainsides into green valleys full of fish and birds and small creatures. There are no kings here. Orc clans live in colorful homes along the mountainsides, and they settle things by talking, by keeping their word, and by listening to their elders. A southern Orc town is full of families and horses and cooking fires, and the laughter of children when the day's work is done. And at the foot of those 3 peaks is a place called the Stone of Shared Shade, right near an oasis, and it welcomes all to the cool shade of the peaks that surround it. Nearby in rolling mountains, tucked into warm caverns, live the Gnomes, a little folk, smaller even than Halflings. Their homes are bright with lantern light, crossed by little bridges over underground streams, and full of busy workshops. Gnomes love finding out how things work. They build useful little wonders, and every so often, a wonder does something nobody expected, which gnomes think is the best part. All these peoples, and many others beside, share the world of Urthos. Sometimes they trade, sometimes they visit, sometimes they help each other when times grow hard, and each has its own way of seeing the world. And our own world is richer for just the same reason. Now close your eyes here in your own bed and imagine all those faraway homes, a quiet village beneath the stars, a busy harbor beside the sea, great halls behind gates of stone, ancient forests full of song, warm marsh cottages with bread in the oven, songs beneath the waves, a forge where the grass meets the trees, 3 peaks and cool shade freely given, cozy caverns glowing with lantern light. Each one is someone's home. Each one belongs in a story. Next time, I'll tell you about the lands themselves. But tonight, let your imagination wander through Urthos. Sleep well, little one. You're safe here on Earth, and the stars watch over you. Thank you for listening. If you're feeling sleepy, that's just right. Let your mind wander through the story. Forests and mountains and deserts if it wants to. The next part of our tale will be here when you're ready for it. Sleep well. You are safe, and you are not alone.